man? How you doing tonight?
Oh man, I'm excited. I've been excited all day for this. Like I say, you learn new things. You get excited to meet people that are doing great things. So this night's no exception.
Tonight, I can't even say enough. Excitement doesn't even begin to capture it. First of all, we're joined by this amazing lady. Welcome back, Granny. How you doing?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah,
Having a
how was
great
the
day. Yeah,
okay?
good.
How was
Yeah.
the Troubadour show? I know you guys just played the Troubadour a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun. I think that was actually like our best show that we played. Yeah, it was just super packed. It was an awesome, like just I mean, it was an overall really, really good show. And tons of positive response,
Good.
So yeah, it was great. And it's a good sized stage too. So I like playing at the Troubadour. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. Well deserved. The world needs to hear your music, so I can't wait. I won't bug you. I know you got some new stuff coming. I can't wait. But Rainey
Yes.
and Dane, tonight's a special night. I tell you what. When we started doing this, there were some bucket list names that Dane and I had always wanted to come back to. And Dane, we got to see this gentleman we're about to announce play Saturday. Amazing artist. I knew they were great, and they've been one of my top 10 for a long time. And then during the set, when they break out and start playing some Nutshell, doing some Alice in Chains, like now they're another level of cool. They were already amazing. Like, dude's got the greatest hair in
Yeah.
all of rock, got the greatest soul patch, and got the greatest voice. And then you add in this great guitar work where he's playing Nutshell on stage. Like, is that Lane? And no, that's Tyler just getting after it. So, you guys, I don't want to waste any time. As Dane knows, I tend to fanboy out. So I'm going to get right down to it and honor this gentleman's time and bring on the one and only Tyler Connolly. Tyler, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great now, just blushing. It's been a while. It's been a while since such nice things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's cool you got to come to the show.
Yes, sir. It's an
That
honor,
was
man.
fun.
Watching you play, man, my mouth was watering over the guitar set. I saw several of your guitars, and I'm like taking pictures of your guitars. You got some beautiful works of art, man, that you play each night. So love it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So
Yeah, I'm a huge guitar aficionado, so yeah, I love guitars.
I did try over the years
Yeah.
that we've the audience and I have cultivated worldwide. So I'm gonna kind of take the lead on this one. Obviously, man, looking back between whether it's Santa Monica, before that, even the early days, Gasoline, when you're putting together this body of work with David Deadman, obviously that's when the world got to hear you for what you were. But there's got to be maybe those garage band days, maybe even some demos nobody knows about. When did you get the
Yeah.
itch, maybe early on in the days, to start playing? When it did all begin for you, if you will,
My dad was a musician, so I didn't realize how lucky I was when I was a kid. Like I had everything in my basement. So my dad was in a band, and he would have like band practice was like once a week at 7 p.m. And so the guys would come over, and it was so loud, and they would smoke and drink beer. So our house would just smell like smoke and beer. And I hated it. I was a kid, and because I had to go to bed at like 8 o'clock, so I hated it. And then the next day you go down there, and it's just smells and it's gross. But then when I got a little bit older, my friends would come over and be like, "Yeah, let's play on the drums, or let's play guitar." And I'm like, "Oh no, I don't. Who cares?" But yeah, but then I think when I got around 13, 14, I took full advantage of it, and I realized that like, man, I have the ability to like. My dad had a little, a 4 track, a TAC 4 track recorder, so I learned how to use that and bounce down tracks, and then yeah,
wow.
and then I just started recording music. It just kind of, I don't know, from there just kept going, I
Early
guess.
age, man. Yeah, I get you, man. So
Yeah.
early age, before you take two, and I always ask this question. I remember, like you said, with your dad, it kind of seemed like that was an influence. My first real guitar, my dad got me an Ibanez Roadstar. It was purple, love it. I
Yeah.
wish I would have kept it. But what was your first baby, man? Obviously, of the beautiful guitars that you have, what was your first
Mm.
real guitar? Like
Yeah.
your first real one. You know what I mean?
I bought my first guitar. I bought was $100. It was a Yamaha. It was a Strat copy, and it was pearl white. And my dad's guitar player, he actually set it up for me, so it played really well. I think that was the difference. Is that it's so hard to learn how to play guitar if it's on a piece of crap. You can't squeeze this.
Yeah.
You can't bar chord. So I was lucky that it was actually playable. And but that was the first one, 100 Yamaha. I'm sure it sounded
Yeah,
okay. I can't remember what the neck was on it, but
I
yeah.
got
And
you.
then after that, it escalated into more and more expensive stuff.
I got you. I'm with
Yeah.
it. Randy, go ahead. That's for two for
uh,
you, Randy. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Okay, well, I was actually curious. I heard you do a lot of cool stuff with blow up dinosaurs on stage and some other funny stuff. But so that must have been a fun one. But what's your favorite show or your favorite gig that you've ever played?
That we've
Is there like,
ever played.
yeah, like what would be like the one that like really like that you remember so well,
Mm,
that was a
that's good.
great time.
I mean, that's a hard one. I don't think there's one that's like, wow, this is it. I can die. We played like we played some cool, like we played Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
Uh, that was that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh, went Wembley Arena a couple times. I'm just trying to think. Honestly, it's probably going to be like when I grew up in Vancouver, and so there was this
Hmm.
kind of famous place called the Commodore Ballroom, which is a real ballroom. There's balls underneath the floor, so it bounces.
Uh-huh.
And it's this kind of a famous place, and I would go and watch bands. I remember the first show I ever saw was at the Commodore Ballroom, and it was Ice-T.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, in like
That's cool.
1989 or something like that. And the guy
Yeah.
who was opening for him was MC Everlast, who turned into Everlast.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah. And I remember that was the first show I ever went to with my friends. I think I was 14. And I remember like, like rappers always throw stuff in the audience. And I think I grabbed like Ice-T's handkerchief or something. And then some guy punched me in the face. I just thought it was so
Worth
cool. I
it.
got punched in the face.
You
I
did.
never got
All
it.
right.
The guy punched me in the face. I was like, oh, but I
Worth it.
think like when we became a band and then we got signed and all that stuff, I think one of the first big gigs we got was playing at the Commodore. I remember that just being like the biggest
Wow.
moment for me playing.
Yeah.
But that was the home place.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the
Yeah.
dream of, man, imagine we headlined the Commodore. Those are the things you kind of talk about when you're a kid. The Madison
Sure.
Square Garden, like that's cool, but it's not really something you even think about. Like for
Yep.
me, it was like the hometown. That
That's
was
cool.
probably
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Good question, Rainey. Then go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, listening to your dad all those years back, listen to him play and have their band practice and, going to these early shows at these great arenas. Whenever you started writing music, whenever you started playing, what were some of your other influences that kind of helped you along the pathway to kind of perfect your craft and mold yourself in music? What are some
That's
of those
good.
influences you've had?
I mean, I started out listening to a lot of classic rock. So Led Zeppelin was probably the big one. The Doors.
Hmm.
Um, I kind of resonated with the Doors because his voice was like mine. I
Mhm.
couldn't sing like Robert Plant. So yeah, a lot of classic rock was like, you could sing really high, and I'm like a bass. So yeah, the Doors. Jim Morrison was like me. I was just like I always try to emulate him when I sang.
Mhm.
But for songwriting, like it's ironically, I listened to a lot of instrumental stuff growing up. So I was into a lot of guitar rock. So Joe Satriani,
Hmm.
Steve Vai,
Wow.
Eric Johnson, the kind of the
Mm.
G3 guys, Yngwie Malmsteen, all this shredder stuff. But I love Joe Satriani because he actually sang with his guitar.
Yeah.
So I
Mhm.
really got so good at melody lines. So I found I was really good at writing hooks
Mm.
because I think I just listened to so much guitar hooks that I would just turn them into vocals. That was
Yeah.
Damn.
probably a big one for me. Yeah.
Before
Wow.
Randy,
Really
before you take
interesting.
four, I think you're too, Tyler, because there's such a diverse. When you go from obviously like Gasoline Days to Dinosaur, you do write a lot of hooks, and it's neat to see there is a definite evolution. You've stayed there with Deadman, but you can definitely tell you've been able to kind of evolve writing
Mhm.
styles. And I see like these. I told Randy and Dane we're kind of talking about prep. Every one of your lyrics, man, no matter even if it's like a dark place, relationships, maybe times in life, somehow it always comes back to something of positivity and hope. Though it's neat about the way you do things, man. There's always like a way out, even with like some of the darker songs. Even Dinosaur, as like existential as it is, you always find a way to give us hope too. So, man, I just got to say kudos to you that you'll give us something like heavy content, but it really is from a place of like, there's a way out, man. So, Randy, go ahead. That's always been
Yeah.
something with your lyrics, man. I've always found very, very fascinating that you can take a dark subject matter, something that we all need to
Yeah.
hear, real life stuff, relationships, even job situations, and you make it positive, man. So, shout out for being able to do
Oh,
that.
thank
You
you.
definitely can make a hook. But yeah, go ahead, Randy. So,
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, okay. So my question is what is 2024 looking like for you guys? Like, what do you guys have anything major in store for us to know?
Work on new music. That's definitely number one.
Yeah.
I'm excited to start doing that. I'm starting to write some stuff. Um, it's starting to feel this. It's starting to feel a little bit more like Scars and Souvenirs kind of songs. And then we're starting to book shows. But probably going to not do. I think we got about 9 shows booked next year, which is not a lot, but yeah, and then just tour probably. I would say the latest we'll probably get back out in the fall. So probably 6 months of playing golf.
Okay. Yeah.
Ah,
That's awesome, man. That's how you're doing it right, man. So
Yeah.
well, I shot a mean 95 the other day. I'm just kidding. No, I wish 195. But no, so that's great, man. So new music coming up, tours. I can't wait to see that. And Rainey, you talked about this too. Maybe open up the dialogue, Tyler. One thing that's cool about the way you guys do music, or the digital version of music, is you could drop a single once a month if you wanted to. There's no real timetable that you have to stick to anymore. It's neat. Do you prefer it this way, or do you like going back to the old school days of having to cut the demo out and 5-song type thing, or how do you prefer?
No, I mean, I'm super excited to start putting stuff out more like often. I think that's so cool because then like the traditional way we've been making records or over a career is like it takes so long. It's like even our last record we made, it was done. I think it took maybe 8 to 10 months to come out after we finished it. It's just like we're like, let's go. So no, we're super excited that we can do stuff like that. Like I'm all about it. I mean, there is some sad moments where you get nostalgic about things like, missing the days of being able to do like you buy a CD and you open it up and I'd always go to like the page where it shows like who their thanks and then like what year they use. And like, so for us, like, I remember we made our first record. It was like so daunting. Who am I going to thank? How do I make it sound very professional? And now it's like it's just gone. Like there's kids who'll be like, what's thanks? Like what, what I mean? Like what the band uses. Yeah. So there's part of me that's like, I'm sad to see those old days kind of gone. People, I think there's fans out there, especially our older fans, still would love to see like the format of like 13 songs, and they're kind of set up. So you listen to it from front to back. I mean, that's how all bands do it. They go, the first song is always something like a punch in the face. And then, and now it's like people can just pick whatever song they want to listen to. It doesn't work as much anymore, but we get it. You got to adapt or die, right? So
yeah, true. Yeah.
We don't want to die.
Randy, you were talking about that a little bit too, Randy. There's a writing process. Maybe that's a moment where you can step in, Randy. You were talking a little about writing from writer to writer. Didn't you have something about that, Randy? You were saying too, where narrowing down?
No, yeah. Well, I was curious to see, Tyler, how you decide like what lyrical content for each song, and like how do you usually? I guess this is a 2-part question. How does it usually, like for me? I'll start like writing something on keys, like, and then vocals. But like, how do you first start coming up with a song? Like, how does that and what does that look like?
It's usually always like a vocal hook. Rarely it's ever like guitar or something on that. Because I can just change the keys if I'll find a key that works for the song. But it's almost always I just start singing something and I'm like, oh, that's good, and I'll just record it on my phone or something. And then usually it's the chorus first. So I usually come up with which is awesome because once you have the chorus, then you're almost all the way there.
Well, get us to the chorus. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love that.
Totally. Do you play the keys that are behind you really quickly? Do you play piano or? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you tore up the ivory at the gig, man. I was watching you do some Journey covers and stuff.
I did some Journey on there. I think I did some Van Halen.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I played some Jump.
It was a good night, man. So I'm gonna transition. That was a great question, Rainey. I love that. Dane and Rainey. Dane and Rainey know this segment, Tyler. This is a segment I promise you. I know you've done a million interviews, and I appreciate that. But we have a little benchmark segment, Tyler. Across the world, our fans give us questions for every episode to ask the guests, and we call this rapid fire. I will tell you,
Cool.
I'll preface this. We keep it PG, but we're about to get weird. It's pretty fun. We like to get weird. And what we do is Dane, Rainey, and I, we're betting on what we think you're going to say. So there's no wrong answer for you. We're going to give you two choices. You go with what you feel is right. And the winner, like whoever has the best answers, we get lunch provided by the loser. It's pretty cool. Okay. So so for this segment, Tyler, imagine like celebrities can come back from the dead. There's no time continuum, anything's possible. Okay. So check this out. I know from just not creepily following you, but over the years of watching you, I know you got a little love for Elvis, and I know your style and all that, right? So we're gonna go back into the late '60s, and somehow your band is what you are. You're around and kicking in 1965. So Elvis says, "Hey Tyler, I want to take one of your two songs. If you'll let me, I want to cover it, put on one of my greatest hits albums." Elvis says, "Can I take Santa Monica or obviously Evil Angel and put it on my album? Which one would you rather Elvis cover for you?"
Oh, I would probably say Santa Monica.
Let's go.
That's got more of a.
That's what I chose.
More of a little bit of a. Yeah, it's a bit of more of an Elvis vibe, but he could sing it, he could do his Elvis thing on that because it's a bit of a ballad. Yeah.
Got you. Dan, did you have that?
Yeah, most definitely.
Dang it, three-way tie. Okay, darn it. Okay, I was hoping I'd inch away on you on that one. So good job, Brady. Okay, so three-way tie so far. Next one, obviously, there's a lot of adrenaline with rock music and wrestling, things like that. A lot of rock bands, whether it's like Rev Theory, of course, POD. A lot of guys do in bands just do wrestling cameos in WWE. So they call up you and Dean, says, "Hey, Tyler, I want you and Dean to take on and do like a 4-part tag team championship. You're gonna pick two other guys, do this battle royal thing. So you can, triple threat. So you and Dean and one other guy against the Dudley Boys. You can pick up Chris Dowtree, or Gavin Rosdale Bush to be your third guy in this triple threat tag team. Dowtree or Gavin from Bush, who you taking?"
Chris Dowtree.
Yes.
Let's go. I actually had Gavin. I'm sorry, man. I had Gavin. Dan, how about you, man?
No, I mean, I know both those guys, and I'll say Gavin's pretty tall. He's not as tall as me, but Chris is like jacked. Have you seen him lately?
He's ripped. He's super ripped. Yeah,
he's all jacked. So he looks like he could be a wrestler. So you got to be smart.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Did you have
Gavin's English. He's English. They're not much for wrestling. So
I got you. Rainey, you're crushing it right now, Rainey. How about you, Dan? Did you have Gavin?
No. Yeah, I had Gavin as well.
Okay. So Rainey's got the lead right now. So I'm gonna try to make a comeback here. So a couple more of these. Well,
it was obvious though, because Chris Daughtry he's huge.
True. Yeah. I didn't.
So,
yeah. You're right.
Yeah. So
I got you. Good job, Rainey. You got me on that one. So next one.
Yeah, like,
so
thank
obviously you guys just crushed it, and just the two of us is amazing. I love the way you dropped it. It fits. It works. It's cool to see some of your rhyme skills coming out, Tyler. The evolution of Tyler, the rapper, now coming out. It's really cool. So we're gonna go back to the '90s again. I love both of these guys, but two of these guys say, "Hey, Tyler, we want you to come drop a hook." You know how hooks have been notorious. Akon's done it throughout the years. Nate Dogg's done it, dropping a hook. So these two guys approach you and say, "Tyler, drop our hook for this rap song." Ice Cube or Rev Run both approach you. Who do you want to drop the hook for?
Oh, that's a tough one. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, Run DMC. I mean, they're one of the pioneers. I mean, my instinct is Ice Cube.
Yep, I had that one. Finally,
I had that. Yeah.
Yep. Dan, how about you, man?
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had Cube. Oh yeah, definitely Cube.
I listened to NWA more than Run DMC, believe it or not.
Yeah, I got you.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Great. So love them both. But okay, Randy, you got me by one, so Dane and I are catching up. So you get a sponsorship, Tyler. This next one, Tyler, they're gonna pay you some crazy endorsement. These two companies. This is just again fictional. They're gonna give you like $10 million worth of custom guitars. They said all you got to do, Tyler, is get our logo tattooed on your face. You got to go Post Malone style. You get the tattoo logo on your cheek. So now you got some cool tats, and the two sponsors are not typical maybe guitar type things. It's either gonna be a Legos tattoo on your cheek or Sobe T tattoo on your face. You can go with the Legos or the Sobe for this guitar endorsement. Which one are you going with?
Well, the Sobe is not the one with the lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with that. That seems cooler if I had a lizard tattoo on my face.
I got you. Let's go. The Lego Batman kind of thing, So.
Anybody get Sobe? Anybody get that one?
I
got Sobe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got Sobe.
All right, there you go.
Yes.
Man, so you're Rainey, you're ahead of us by one. Maybe I can tie on this one. Okay, so
Yes.
I think I know what you're going to say, Tyler, but we're going to go back to the '90s one more time. And so
Yeah.
you get to be attributed credit for writing this song as a ghostwriter. This isn't what happened, but again, this is fictional rapid fire. So 2 of these songs, you can say that you wrote this and you were the ghostwriter for either A, Rotten Apple, love it, great track, or you can be attributed for writing Mayonnaise by the Pumpkins. Rotten Apple or Mayonnaise, which one would you rather be given credit for?
I thought maybe you said something like Taylor Swift or
yeah,
something that would like made like $1 billion.
Yeah.
I love Smashing Pumpkins, man. Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old school too. Mayonnaise. Is that their first record?
Siamese, man. That was from the Siamese album.
Yeah.
Siamese, yeah.
Siamese Dream. Oh yeah, yeah. And we were actually listening to a bunch of Pumpkins on the tour. Me and Dean talking about it. Yeah, that's a good one.
There you go. So I went 4 for 5. Rainey, did you have Mayonnaise, Rainey? Or?
Of course, you know
okay.
it.
Well, Dane, there's no point even trying. Dane, Rainey went 5 for 5. So good job, Rainey.
Yeah.
So
I win.
We'll Uber you some ramens.
Okay. Yeah.
Ramen.
Please.
Yeah.
I want the ramen, please.
Let's go. I love it. Perfect. Well, Tyler, thank you, man. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rainey. We'll send that to you. We'll do UPS. I'll get you some nice multi-taki ramens and all that. So gotcha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So Tyler, hopefully, man, interviews you've done a little something different. So we'll benchmark things. So thanks.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Thanks, man. Dan, go ahead for that last part.
Yeah, on this last segment, Tyler, we call it open mic. We kind of open the floor up to our guests to maybe tell a inspirational word or a encouraging word to maybe some of those up and coming artists or athletes or anybody that kind of aspires to do something great with whatever they choose. Is there something you've carried through your career that has kept you at the top of your game throughout the years that maybe you can a word of wisdom to pass on to the next generation, hoping to replicate the things that you've done?
Yeah, it's something that we talk a lot about in the band, especially now we're seeing a lot of social media and people being obsessed with fame. I think that the one thing that keeps pushing you forward and driving you to success is just the love of what you do. Like, I really want kids to grow up loving what they do and not have this obsession with fame. I think because then you're just, you're motivated by the wrong things. But yeah, I think we just love what we do, and we get on stage every night and get to play. I get to play guitar for a living. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything we do because we're passionate about it. And we always say in the band, we go with our gut. So if one of us is like, I don't like this, I don't think we should do this, we don't do it because, and it always turns out to be the right decision. So there's a couple in there. One is go with your gut, and one is to just make sure you're really passionate about it and don't do it for the wrong reasons, because it won't work. I think that's one of the secrets to our success has just been that we continue to really enjoy what we do because it's for the right reasons. We just love making music.
It's crazy when you think about go with your gut, Tyler. And I see this, and the successful artists and musicians and athletes always say that they do it because they love it. And I remember Chris from Jonathan Davis's band was like, "Hey, if you make music that you like, somebody's going to like it. Someone is going to like the genuine." And what you've done from day one is you've always been genuine and stayed to your style and in your craft, man. And it's no wonder people flock to you because you are who you are, and people respect that, especially now that there's just so much like hashtag filter this or so much filter, like you're the real deal, man. So what you put out that's who you are, man. So much respect. Did you want to add to that, Rainey or Dane?
No, well, I wanted to hear his maybe something inspirational that he would like to say to younger artists. Yeah. Like, other than staying true, is there anything that you would give up and coming artists, like any kind of advice?
Just grind. Just keep grinding. Just never stop. You'd think it's more competitive now, I think, than it ever has been because, 20, 30 years ago, if you bump into the right person or someone likes your music, you can get a record deal or whatever what you're looking for. But now, honestly, the most talented, hardest working people are the ones that are getting to the top. It really is. You can see, like, I go on YouTube and I watch these people and I'm like, these people are so talented. Like I'm embarrassed. Like they're so much better than me. But I
Yeah,
love it
yeah.
because they work so hard, and it proves that now more than ever, the hard work does pay off. Where,
Mhm.
yeah, 20, 30, 50 years ago, you could just be we always talk about the rock star shower, which is you can take someone, you can put the right clothes on them, some sunglasses, and they look cool. But if
Mhm.
you can't play, if you're not really that good,
Yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
think
Man,
more than ever. Yeah.
that's
So yeah,
spot on.
just work really hard, man. Just work hard.
That's powerful.
Okay.
Dane, you even think that,
Yeah.
Dane? That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of had a question that I always like to ask somebody who writes music like you do. Where do you find some of your best work comes from? Is it from the things that are around you in society, or is it something deep within that you've experienced in life
Mm,
on a
mm.
personal level?
I say it comes from the ether. It doesn't, it's kind of unfortunate. It just comes from nowhere. I can't
Mm.
tell you where. I remember I watched Paul McCartney talk about how he dreams the song. Do you ever see how crazy that guy is? He has
Yeah.
dreams and he
Oh,
wakes up and he remembers the song and he writes it
no.
down.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
what? What
That's
a jerk.
awesome.
Like, wouldn't that be
Yeah.
amazing?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
dreamed some songs and then I woke up and they're gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, they just come out of nowhere. Like I couldn't even tell you where. I just all of a sudden I'll just have a chorus and they'll be like, "Where'd you come up with that?" I didn't. It just came. It just it enters my brain. So
Mm, wow.
but yeah, I would say like majority of the stuff is about me reflecting. It's cathartic. So it's just about
Yeah.
something that's gone on in my life. At this point,
Mm.
probably a lot of it is rehashed. People like fans will come up to me and be like, how many girls have broken your heart? And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's probably the same one or two. I just keep
Yeah.
writing about the same thing. You just never get over it, you know.
Understood, man.
Yeah.
Well, as we hope your journey, man, continues to heal and all that. Whenever your dreams you're catching, man, please keep doing this. Find a
Yeah.
way to capture your dreams, because everything you put out, it does turn to gold, man. And I talk a lot about the generations of music, and even Rain and I talked about this. Rain is a newer artist, but the influences and styles, I believe, like late '90s, early 2000s, was some of the best times in rock. That
Yeah.
scene, right? So it's like, Tyler, I'm just glad, like you said at the show, 21 years later, man, it's still at your prime. Thank you
Yeah.
for continue to bless our ears, man, because the world needs to hear your music, and I'm just glad you're still doing it, man. We love it, you know. So
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Absolutely.
yes, sir.
I'm glad
Well,
you guys
Tyler,
got to see the show. Rainey
yes,
didn't
sir.
get to see it, but maybe soon enough.
I
Yes,
would
Later.
love to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe when you guys do some more stuff on the West Coast, Rainey, I'm telling you, Rainey, it's one of those ones to where it doesn't matter how long they're on stage, it never gets old. You could have played 40 songs, Tyler. I would have went through 3 batteries and loved it, man. So yeah. My goal, I
Well,
told my wife, my goal next year, Tyler, I'm going to try to start doing the Pompadour. I'm going to get it eventually.
There you go.
I'm going to New Year's resolution, man. I'm going to drop 80 pounds and grow 4 inches and start doing the Tyler. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Tyler, for real, man. I appreciate you, man.
You
Please
got
let
it.
it be. Yeah, man. So thanks again for, I hope you have a great holiday season. Happy New
Yeah.
Year. And
Absolutely.
can't wait to hear some new music, and we'll be plugging away at it, and we'll be promoting the heck out of it over here on this side. Okay. So
Definitely.
Oh, thank you so much.
yes, sir.
Thanks for having me
Tyler,
on. That's been awesome.
yes.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks for the
Tyler.
time.
Man, much love. Get some rest. We'll be in touch. We'll get this out to the world as soon as we can. Hope you have a great rest of your year. Okay. It was a pleasure to meet you, man. So
nice
Thanks.
to meet
You
you.
too. Let me
Yeah.
know.
yes, sir.
You too.
Take care, man. You're welcome to drop off. We appreciate you, man. So
All right. See you guys.
we'll see you.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, Dane and Rainey, that there's artists like that are so genuine, so passionate, and they just humble as can be. What do you guys think of it?
Yeah.
I mean, were they right? You know?
Yeah, no, I thought it was really cool because like he was just like, especially what he said at the end, really just about, like grinding and also the fact that he's doing it for the right reasons. I love that, that's really inspiring, and it's exciting to hear what he had to say about that. He's a super nice guy, super nice guy.
Very,
Yeah.
very talented, man. Humble. They say like, talk about meeting your musical heroes. Like, I know Rainey, Dan and I have a few years on you, age wise. I grew up listening to Tyler, and it's like meeting your hero. Like, you don't even know you don't know what you do in those moments, right?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like,
I bet.
yeah. Dane,
You're
what'd you
like,
think,
yeah.
man? Yeah. Was it cool or what?
Yeah, I loved it. It's like I say, especially the message, like to carry on what Rainey was saying.
Yeah.
It's whenever somebody does it for that long and they're at the top of their game, but they tell you that, hey, keep grinding, because that's what we do. And it just comes to them, and they just keep working on it until they get it right. And it shows in their music, and the results speak for themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, totally.
That was, man, that was a heck of a one. Rainey, I'm glad that we were able to kind of steal some of your time to get you a part of that. So,
No,
um,
I had a blast, and thank you so
good.
much for having me.
Yeah.
I love coming on this show. It's great.
Good. Very good.
Thank
Well,
you.
as we know, we have some more lined out for Rainy. Dane and I will keep that under wraps. We've got a few more coming up. So, Dane, that's another one of the books, man. We'll take
Yeah.
a couple of days breather. We've got a few more this Sunday as we continue some of our local hero journey. We've got a local runner stopping by as well as a pro
Yep.
fisherman because we do sports and music. So, Rainy, I know this will be our last one we do with you before the new year. So, hope you have a great Christmas and a safe holiday season. And we're going to make sure we get this out to the world. And once we get that new
Absolutely.
video or new content, I should say, we'll be dropping
Yeah.
some more albums for you guys soon. Do you have a
Yeah,
date on that, or
absolutely.
can we
Yeah.
say yet, or can we say it or no? Or?
It's gonna be in January. I
Okay.
don't have a specific date yet because it depends on when we're shooting this next video,
Oh.
but it will be
Okay.
very soon in early January. Yes.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As soon as we get it, we're going to promote the heck out of it. Rainy, we love you. So,
Thank you
on
so
that-
much, you guys.
yes, of course. Well, on that note, on behalf of Rainy and Dane and I, don't forget as always that we love you. And Dane,
Thank you for listening.